You know what the benefit of getting up at 4 in the morning is? Well, I'm the only one at the breakfast buffet. 5 a.m. coffee. Like seriously, where's the party at, eh? Because in the morning, I'm making waffles. Look, they even have Monday Night Football on right now. Still a thing here in Denmark. Except that it's Monday morning. You gotta start an exciting day off with a quality breakfast. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to stay at this hotel again. Hotel Svennen. Room quality could be a little bit better, but the breakfast is unreal. So I'm down for that. The food sold me, you know? You got those waffles, you got that bacon, you got the eggs, the sausage, all the nice breads. There's like smoothies in there, nice coffee machine. It's beauty. I'll be up at 5 a.m. every day just for the breakfast. I gotta enjoy the good things in life. But today we're going to the Lego house and also Legoland. Also, there's like some sort of mystery thing. We're going on like a fun bus, and we're going to something that's a mystery to us all this evening. So that should be pretty cool. I'm really excited about this day. Like, this is going to be a super fun day. Well, all the days in Billund, Denmark are fun, but this one here is going to be a ton of fun. The following days, we get to learn about a bunch of new sets that are coming out. We have designer interviews, so it's more like work related, but super like hyped because we get to find out what new sets are coming out. But today is more so revolving around fun, I feel. Less business, more fun. Right on. I was talking to Atticus, who's a Lego designer, yesterday when we were out for pizza and drinks, and he was saying that all this construction, like this huge field right here that used to be like an old horse racing track, they're putting in 400 new houses. And they're also building another Lego campus building. I don't know where that one's going. Like, I don't know if that's it right over there with the big crane. Maybe, but yeah, like huge developments are happening in Billund. It's not a huge town. Like, it doesn't have a huge population. It's the Lego town, but they're adding 400 houses. Like, look at the size of this construction site. Like, it's huge. And I used to just like, well, last year when I was here, I just marched right through there. But now you sort of have to like walk around it. Leave it to me to get here 20 minutes early. Not a bad place to sit though. So we actually ended up at this pub last night. It's funny because they were trying to close the doors at 9:30 and then 15 of us rolled up and we're like, no, you shouldn't close the doors. You should let us all in. So then they let us all in, and it was just all of WAN there, or not all of WAN, but just all RLFM, which is pretty cool. So that was fun. This is nice though. There's like a garden right here with a little bit of water right out front of the Lego house. Not a bad place to chill. We saw the mini tree of creativity at the airport, and here's the huge one. Look at all the vegetation elements on the bottom there. Goes way up. And there's the wooden duck. So apparently, it took 24,000 working hours to create the tree of creativity. If you're an individual doing it, and you're working 5 days a week, it would take you approximately 12 years. And there's some monkeys having a party. So we're actually doing a guided tour. That's why I've got this fancy headset on. And of course all the leaves have different themes on them. You can see the castle one right down there. We got some like classic castles. There was a Ninjago one with some Ninjago sets. And we got some Friends right there. And then up here, we've got Pirate. And they're continuing to construct the tree on the very tip top there where we've got the crane. And of course, it just makes sense to have space integrated to the top leaves. This is a nice little hidden gem here. We've got City, so there's like a cargo setup right there with like the classic cargo boat. I actually have that in my collection. And then there's also the VIP plane taking off right there. And there's the high-speed passenger train. It's cool seeing some of these sets because I have them. 3 classic dinos on the very top here. I love the roof. That's where like we were standing the other day looking down into this area. We've got the Technic dinosaur and the System dinosaur with the baby. And then the Duplo. And the waterfall of color right down there. I love that. So cool. Just becomes a little bit more and more and more colorful and then splashes with bricks down on the bottom. We made our way to World Explore. World Explore is absolutely fantastic. It is one of my favorite things in Lego of all time, in Billund, Denmark, in the world. It's just like this fantastic Lego cityscape, and they've got pop culture references absolutely everywhere. But this one here is just a massive mountain with the ski slope on the top, all sorts of snow-covered trees, all the rock work, the regular trees. We've got giant caves all lit up. It is just simply out of this world. Like, look at all of the slopes that they use to create that rock work right there. That is absolutely fantastic. Like, it's just out of this world. They even have a cave right there. You can look in the cave and you can see Harry and Ron in there from Harry Potter. There's all sorts of minifigures and dinosaurs on the farm with these big wind turbines in behind, and just so many parts crammed into this thing. It is definitely a way to spend 2, 3 hours, unlimited amounts of time just looking around. I mean, I've been here before. I filmed a video on it. I called it the best Lego city in the world. If you haven't checked that out, make sure you do. But first, let's continue watching this video because we're having a look at it all again with a fresh pair of glasses. But yeah, it's got like trains. There's like that giant bridge up there where there's actually more trains up top. You can see the windmill in the background. It is just wild. Automation as well, like you got trains, you got windmills, you got lights, you've got all sorts of different stuff. It is just amazing. There's even like some Ghostbusters in here too. So if we come down to the bottom where we have like this little spooky display, you can find the Ghostbusters and also the Mystery Machine. So you got some Scooby-Doo action down here as well. And this is just like the little spooky area. And that's actually right on the base of the stairs. When you take those stairs up, you're greeted by those big old dinosaurs on the top there that we saw earlier in this video. We've got some nice structures and a tunnel that leads to nowhere. It's like a false tunnel. I think that's brilliant. And you'll see the lights changing throughout this video as well. That's just because the lights in the room are changing to represent different times of day. We've got this massive castle there. And look at the size of this peak. Nicely snow-capped too. The buildings are beautifully snow-capped, but same with the mountains. Plus they've got a Yeti. No, it's not a Yeti. That's a Wampa. Same difference. Just kidding. Yeah, it is just incredible. Glad that I was able to come back here and see it again through a fresh pair of eyes because it's always worth looking at it again. For example, I missed this. Look, there's a ski jump. That guy's sending off the ski jump. His buddy went before him. He sent it too hard. And look at this. He face planted into the sand on the next island. This is like a volcano island. And it is just as spectacular, a little bit different, still a mountain, but you've got lava running down it, all sorts of vegetation, and there's the Fabuland theme park there as well. You've got just like dense palm trees, like so many palm trees, and all the vegetation below them, super dense as well. You've got the beach there with all the water. Look at all the cheese slopes, all the light and dark gray cheese slopes there. Brilliant technique, just putting them on their sides and wedging them in there. You can see there's a spinning ride there, and over on the beach we've got more rock work here as well. You know, lava's flowing down there toward the water, and then you have like these little huts, which are super nice and really well constructed. And the really neat thing is this actually converts into Duplo, which I think is great for the kids. Obviously, lots of kids come to Legoland and the Lego house, and they probably love seeing that Duplo transition. And I just think it's so unique. And this beach is just next level as well. I love the look of that water. Wow, so cool. And this is an actual cityscape, so it's more like the downtown core. They've got a shipment of bananas, and there's some other banana Easter eggs all throughout, and I just love the way that they built that road. It's like bricks and plates on the side just to get it that nice texture and detail. We've got more crates of bananas, and the banana guy there's like the banana band, and the other guy's got a banana as well. So there's just a bunch of banana activity happening underneath that large overhead crane there. And you can see how it's actually a little bit dark right now. That's because the lights in the room, they actually change color
just like going into night and the evening and the morning. And then there's also all the lighting within the buildings as well. It's pretty special. We've got some really nicely detailed buildings here. One actually looks like the cafe corner. And then on this side, there's a really large train station. And there's also a football or soccer stadium just behind this building as well, which is a train station. And you can see that track does a pretty good job of just sort of going around this entire cityscape that has so many large skyscrapers and just, it's really well detailed as you would expect. I love it. It's just so inspirational seeing all of these fantastic builds. And I like the fact that they're willing to have fun with it too. Like you've got Iron Man going up the side of the building there. So I appreciate that it's not taken like 100% serious. I think if you're going to have Lego, you shouldn't make your city 100% realistic. I've always been a fan of having like pop culture street and having interesting characters and stories and stuff being told everywhere, just like this city here. So I can sort of appreciate that. Like look at that, we got the Big Bang Theory there. I think that's the point, I don't want to take my Lego serious, I do want to take my Lego seriously, but I don't want to take my city 100% seriously. I always want to try and have fun with the builds and with the bricks and with the stories within the city. And once again, I just really appreciate that they do that here. Anyway, I just love the World Expo at the Lego House. I could spend, actually, no, I have spent hours in here just looking at this. I just get trapped in this room for way too long when I'm at the Lego House. The showcase is all over the place featuring custom builds, and I really like this waterfall with all the autumn colored leaves and the way they built the waterfall. It's just nice with the transparent elements, and then the rock work is all done with the large dark bluish gray slopes. Another really cool one is right here. All sorts of them though. There's like just showcases in every room featuring all these different custom models. Wow, look at that soccer ball. You can even build your own custom Duplo creation. Made it into the Lego campus, and look at that. Who's that? How cool. All finished up at the Lego campus. The next stop is Legoland Billund. And the marching band is here to welcome us. I just noticed they have like these little elephants on their hip. What's up with that? It's a funny little detail. Every single one has that. So they actually took us on a little behind the scenes tour of Legoland, which is pretty cool. Now I've swooped into one of the mini shops here and I'm checking out the keychain selection. It seems to be like huge compared to the Lego store. We've got these I Love Legoland ones, also the vintage Santa Claus one. And just so many that I have not seen in a long time. Like some of these Star Wars ones or Nexo Knights keychains, Trolls. Like there's no way that any of these are still in production. So it's pretty neat. It makes me want to buy like a bunch of keychains. So the way it works, I think, is there's a 25% VAT tax actually worked into the price. And I think if you buy from specific shops, you can get a special receipt and you can get that 25% VAT tax back when you go out of the country. So I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to look into it just because 25% is a pretty big tax. And I'm pretty sure the big store at the front of Legoland offers those specialized receipts. So I'll have to verify that. This dog just peed all over that post. It's a beautiful park and that behind the scenes tour was excellent. The only thing is I'm suffering from a severe case of jet lag. And for some reason, as you all know, I did not sleep last night. I was up at 4 a.m. And now I'm just like dead tired. I don't have energy to do much other than maybe get a coffee. I just love the theming in this park though. Like it is absolutely fantastic. Look at that, we got the El Dorado Fortress right there. It's all sorts of great stuff. Great tunes too. And we're approaching the end of September, so of course they're already getting the park ready for Halloween. I'm trying to decide whether or not I should go on this water ride. I don't know if I want to get soaking wet right now. Look at that dragon. That is magnificent. So when we were behind the scenes, they were actually working on a few new structures for Mini World, and they were like walking us through the process. Man, some of those structures were insane. I couldn't do any filming back there, but like they used these massive Duplo bricks, like 2x8s, and they had like these shelves that went right to the ceiling in this giant warehouse full of boxes of parts. It was crazy. Like I've never seen so many parts in my life. Plus they had these drawer units that had like all the different compartments in it. And they're all organized by color and by part type. It was just incredible. I've never seen so many parts, like boxes upon boxes upon boxes. It was just amazing. I really do appreciate the theming on a lot of the rides. Like look at this haunted house. And right beside it, we've got this statue of Gold Digger Pete. He's the finder of the biggest vein in the whole Wild West. Statue raised by himself. The more and more I venture into this park though, the more I realize that it's a missed opportunity not to bring Jose and the kids here. Like, they could have came here when I was like doing all the RLFM stuff. They could have just come to Legoland for 3 days, because there's no question Millie and Benjamin would just have an absolute blast in this park. Mind you, I think at this point, kids are 2, I think they both would need their own seats in the plane. So our airfare would be quadruple. It'd be like in the $8,000 range. Okay, that might be a bit extreme. Maybe we'll start with Disneyland, like in Anaheim. Seems a little bit more achievable than coming here. Plus I think they'd have a riot seeing Mickey Mouse and Friends and all that. We were actually hoping to do that in February, because they're actually free in the parks under the age of 3. So we were thinking of doing that. I think they would just have so much fun in Disneyland. Plus I feel like Disneyland is very manageable as well, because the hotels are right by the park and it's a short flight for us. Here we are though, we're in Mini World. Or is it Mini Land? Either way. When we were back behind the scenes there, they were also showing us the way they do the electronics, and they actually do that all on site here. So showing us all these motorized things. And then, like I mentioned, they were showing us the creation of a huge building, like huge. I think bigger than anything that's here, like way bigger than this. Maybe not bigger than these towers, but it was huge, and they're like working on replacing a whole section. And I can't remember how many man hours or how many working hours went into it, but a lot. And I think that's something that you have to remember about Legoland too, is like they're always working behind the scenes. Like there was like 5 or 6 people working in that studio on 2 builds, and they work on these things for like a year. So to keep it all fresh and all updated, like it's just an insane amount of labor and also an insane amount of Lego pieces. And it's pretty much impossible to keep it all fresh and updated all the time, but it is good to know that they're always working on updating these displays. And I've got to say, I'm like really impressed with how big this park is. Like it is huge, and also just like the quality of it. It sort of gives me like that Disneyland quality, you know, like it's all nicely blocked. Like the walkways are all like nice blocks, and the vegetation is all really well kept. It's very clean. There's like luscious flowers everywhere. It's really well done, really well maintained. And I guess, you know, it sort of should be. It's the home of the brick here. They definitely do it justice though. It's a beautiful place to come. If I lived here, I'd definitely have a season's pass. It'd just be a great place to come with the family like all the time. Kids would get lost in here forever. And there's like different themes everywhere. Like there's Mount Rushmore. And this is the western area. So today's Monday. I'm here all the way till Friday, and then I leave Saturday morning. Got 2 more days of the RLFM days. So there's Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday I'm going to a full days at the Lego house. We got another day at the Lego house, then free time after that. Then I decided to extend the trip by 1 more day, and I'm actually coming back here. I'm spending pretty much the entire day at Legoland. And then I'm actually going back to the Lego house because I have the mini chef booked. I'm excited about that. I didn't do that last time. I missed out on that experience. I got mini chef booked. But I'm gonna spend another day at Legoland. And I'm excited about that. I'm just a little bit exhausted today. So I've literally just found a quiet corner to just hang out And then we are going, we're meeting up at the front of Legoland with all the RLFM people that are here at 3:45, which is in about half an hour or so. And then we're going on some like mysterious mystery bus ride. And we don't know where this bus ride is taking us, and it's a mystery reveal, and we don't know what that reveal is. And then we're having dinner at this mysterious place, and the bus ride is 45 minutes. So that sounds pretty exhilarating. I don't know what's going down there. I'm pretty interested. But we'll film some more Lego content, or Legoland content, in another vlog. The surprise was they actually took us to a pre-screening of Piece by Piece, first time shown in Denmark. How special is that? That's a biopic on Pharrell Williams. I'd highly recommend it. I can't believe some of the things that they did in that movie based on the fact that it's a Lego animated movie. Like some of it was a little bit inappropriate. It was pretty wild. And here you go, 2 life-size cars to wrap up this vlog. I hope you enjoyed it, everybody. Thank you so much for coming on by. I'd recommend seeing Piece by Piece. It's fantastic. And thank you so much, Lego, for bringing us there, and what a fantastic day. Please remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned. Farewell.